Kenosha is a small city located on the southwestern shore of Lake Michigan. It sits squarely in between the much larger cities of Chicago and Milwaukee, making it surprisingly diverse for its size. Kenosha is generally a pretty quiet town. But on August 23, 2020, this small city was thrust onto the national stage. In a summer of turmoil across the country, eyes shifted to Kenosha after the police shooting of Jacob Blake, a 29-year-old black man. Protests erupted and into the night would turn violent. 2 nights after the shooting of Blake, an altercation in the streets involving a 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse ended with 3 other men shot, 2 fatally. This case was immediately politically divisive. Some argue Rittenhouse murdered the men in cold blood. Others say he acted in self-defense. And now, over a year later, while awaiting the verdict on Rittenhouse's innocence, that division is playing out on the steps of the Kenosha County Courthouse. Here on Wednesday, 2 days before the verdict was to be handed down, it was a lively and at times contentious scene. I asked one man who was leading some chants why he wanted to show up today.
Showing support to the community of Kenosha, standing with JoJo and Anthony engaged.
Protesting on the steps above was Bishop Tavin Grant of the Rambo Push Coalition, a civil rights organization founded by Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Well, we've been here just about every day of the trial. So one more day, or one more hour, one more moment to wait for this verdict is worth it, because we want this jury to answer the question, can we indeed have equal protection under the law? And so there is a commitment to peace and protest no matter what the decision is, because at the end of the day, we want to save lives, not take them.
I love everybody. All this violence needs to stop.
David Graham, a man who came here from Ohio, has seen his fair share of protests, fights, and even riots across the country.
I was at Ferguson for the riots there. I was at George Floyd, Minneapolis for 3 days. So I try to help when I can. And so far, I'm alive. I talked to the people in the community, knocked on some doors of homes in the burned out area, and listened at the restaurant yesterday. And I asked them what I'm going to be here. I'm going to have a sign, and what message would they like to see? And they said not about BLM or not about Trump, but about the fact that our businesses are going to burn. And we're scared for our homes. There's a truth to this trial. And very few people here in their emotions are even concerned about it. They're more concerned about who they're yelling at.
As the afternoon went on, there was a coming together moment between protesters of both sides. A breaking of bread over some pizza.
Thank you, love. Thank you, baby.
The peace only lasted for about an hour before a scuffle broke out at the top of the stairs, eventually spilling into the street before one arrest was made. The verdict wouldn't come out for another 2 days. This morning on Friday, November 19th, Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty on all charges.
And we're here to say no more. No more of the policies that divide us based on our diversity. No more of the policies that break up.
Minnesota Justice Coalition President Jonathan McClellan had been in town for a couple of days awaiting the verdict.
We always expect the worst but hope for the best, and today we saw the worst.
Upset by the outcome of the trial, McClellan gave a speech on the steps of the courthouse.
We are in a state of affairs of our quest to obtain justice and equality.
We're asking that the federal government come in and take a step in and lobby federal charges against Kyle Rittenhouse.
As the afternoon passed, the scene in front of the courthouse emptied, save for one protester who had come all the way from California, standing alone atop the courthouse steps.
I was on trial up there. That was me on trial up there. My beliefs on self-defense. If I was on trial, I would want someone to stand out here with a sign for me. So that's what I'm doing for Kyle.
Residents feared this trial could spark further chaos in their streets, but after over a year of turmoil, it seems this small city is ready to move on. For Media Milwaukee, this is Seth Herlinger.